Welcome everybody, here we are at Memorial Stadium in Baltimore. It's the Cincinnati Reds versus the Baltimore Orioles in Game 3 of the 1970 World Series. We're playing it on October 13th. We're using the original lineups, and the game started off with Rose singling up the middle, and then he tried to steal second and was thrown out by Andy Etchebarren. And then McNally throwing to Toland. Toland got a hold of one and sent it into the gap for a double. So there's one out, and Toland is at second with Tony Perez the batter. Here's the pitch to Perez. That's going to be a 3-5, a 3-5. It's going to be a long, deep drive to right center field. And going back to the track is the right fielder, Robinson. Robinson looks up, and that ball's gone. A two-run home run by Tony Perez. And it gives the Reds an early lead, 2-0. Johnny Bench, and it's a 1-4, and it's a high fly to the right side. That's going to be the second baseman, Johnson. It's Lee May. Here's the pitch. It's 4-4. It's going to be a ground ball, third baseman X, and it's Frank Robinson. I'm sorry, Brooks Robinson. And it's a 19 for Brooks Robinson. It's a roll again on the 20-side die. It's a 5. And that's a hard hit ball that Robinson dives for, spins, throws over to first, and gets the out. A beautiful play by Brooks Robinson. It was the end of the inning. Okay. We are joining the action in the top of the 6th inning. The score is still 2-0 Cincinnati. And Cincinnati's leading off with Toland, Perez, and Bench against Dave McNally. Here's the pitch to Toland. Toland is 1 for 2. He doubled and scored a run. And that's a 3-4. A 3-4 is a hard ground ball right at the second baseman, Johnson. Johnson over to first. One away. Tony Perez. It's a 2-10, and that's going to be a ground ball to Belanger at short. 2 out. And Johnny Bench has popped up and flied out. And it's 3-5, 3-5. It's a split triple-double. We have a 3, and that's a ball hit into the gap, and that's going to hit and bounce off the wall. It's going to roll away from the center fielder, Blair. Blair chasing it down, gets it back in, and Johnny Bench is in at third with a triple. So that's a triple for John Bench with 2 out. It's going to be Lee May. And it's going to be a 6-8, a 6-8. It's going to be a line drive base hit. And in comes Bench scoring the 3rd run for Cincinnati. Lee May's 1 for 3. And an RBI now. Hal McRae. Lee May's at first, 2 outs. And it's a 4-9. A 4-9 is going to be a fly ball. It's Buford. That's the 3rd out. Go to the bottom of the 6th. Cincinnati 3. And Baltimore 0. We are joining the action in the top of the 7th at Cincinnati 3, Baltimore 0. We are replaying Game 3 of the 1970 World Series. It's at Memorial Stadium. Pitching for the Reds is Granger, and pitching for Baltimore is McNally. McNally's still in the game. It's going to be Tommy Helms. Tommy Helms on the day is 0 for 2. It's a 2-10. A 2-10 is a ground ball. Back to the pitcher. McNally over to first, 1 away. Dave Concepcion with 1 for 2. And it's a 3-6. A 3-6 is ball 4. So Concepcion on at first, and it's going to be a bunt for the pitcher. It's a 9. Batter is safe. Runner's thrown out by catcher. So 2-6. Fielder's choice. And it's Granger, who's on at first base. That's P. Rose. So 1-5, 1-5 is going to be a line drive base hit. Into third goes Granger. That's Pete's 2nd hit of the game. He's 2 for 4. That's Bobby Tolan. Bobby Tolan is 1 for 3. He doubled in the 1st inning and scored a run. And it's a 3-9. 3-9 is a split. A split 2, it's a line drive, base hit, and that scores a run. Granger comes in to score. Going to second is Rose. We have first and second now, with 2 out here in the top of the 7th. It's 4-0 Cincinnati. It's going to be Tony Perez. Perez hit a 2-run home run in the first inning. He's 1 for 3. It's a 5-7 off McNally's card. Strike 3. Strikes out Perez. And that's his first strikeout of the game. So 4-0 going into the bottom of the 7th. It's Don Buford. Actually, no, it's the pitcher spot. We're going to have a pinch hitter. It's going to be Rettenman pinch hitting. And Granger, the pitcher. For McNally. Bottom of the 7th, 4-0 Cincinnati. Here's the pitch. It's going to be a 5-3. A 5-3 is a ground ball to the pitcher, X. Granger's a 2. We rolled a 19. 19 is roll again. So 1. That's going to be a single. A single for the pinch hitter, Rettenman. So Rettenman's on at first, 4-0 Cincinnati. And it's going to be Don Buford. Don Buford is 2 for 3. That's a 5-3. 5-3 is a ground ball to the pitcher again. It's 13 for 2. A 13 off a 2 is a ball that Granger picks up and throws wild over the head of the first baseman. May chases it down. Over to third is going to go Rettenman. And Buford goes into second base, so it's a 2-base error on the pitcher. So second and third, nobody out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And it's going to be Mark Belanger. Belanger is 1 for 3. He singled and stole a base. That's a 3-7, a 3-7. It's going to be ball 4. So the bases are now loaded with Orioles. And Booth swings. It's a ground ball back to Carroll. Carroll picks it up, turns around, throws over to second base for the force, back to first, but not in time. So it's a fielder's choice. 1-6. And Buford over the third. And Rettenman is going to score, so the score is now 4-1. First and third is going to be Frank Robinson. Robinson is 0 for 2 on the day. So here's the pitch from Carroll. And it's going to be a 3-10. That's off Robinson's card, and that's ball 4. Bases are loaded again. For Paul Blair. Paul Blair batted .267, 24 doubles, 2 triples, and 18 home runs in 1970. Here's the pitch from Carroll. Blair swings. It's a fly ball to right field, and that's deep enough to score Buford from third, and it's 4-2 now. Here we are in the bottom of the 8th inning. The score is 4-2 Cincinnati, and leading off is going to be Dave Johnson. And here's a pitch from Dick Hall, and he swings and hits a line drive, base hit, and he's on at first base. Leadoff batter is on, and it's Andy Etchebarren. Etchebarren batted .243 with 10 doubles, 1 triple, and 4 home runs. It's going to be a 5-7 off Carroll. Carroll's card, 5-7. It's going to be a ground ball second baseman. Helms is a 2. We rolled a 16. That's going to be a ball that hits off the heel of his glove and rolls away, and everybody's going to be safe. So it's an E4, first and second now, and it's going to be the pitcher, Hall. Hall is going to bat. He's going to bunt, scores away, and that's a successful sacrifice Runners advance, so it's going to be Johnson at third and Echebarren at second. We join the action here. It's second and third for Baltimore. It's going to be Don Buford against Clay Carroll. The score is 4-2 Cincinnati. Baltimore leads the series 2-0. We are in Game 3 of the 1970 World Series. And here's the pitch to Buford. Second and third now. Salmon came in to run for Echebarren, so he stands at second base as a tying run. Johnson is at third. And the pitch, it's a 1-9 off Buford's card. If you look, it's a fly ball center field, and that's going to be deep enough to score a run. And in comes Johnson. That's a sacrifice fly and an RBI for Buford. And Salmon is still at second base. There's 2 out now. And we go to Mark Belanger. Belanger batted .210, it looks like, with 52 walks, 6 doubles, 5 triples, and 1 home run. Looking at the pitch hitters for Baltimore. So Ellie Hendricks is going to come in to pinch hit for Mark Belanger. Belanger was 1 for 3. He singled and stole a base in the 5th inning. But here we're going to see a pinch hitter, Ellie Hendricks. In the bottom of the 8th in a 4-3 game. The tying run is standing at second base in Chico Salmon. And here's going to be the pitch. It's Carroll. There's 2 outs. Runner on second. Bottom of the 8th. Cincinnati up 4-3. The pitch from Carroll. Hendricks swings. It's a fly ball to right field. Rose comes in and grabs it for the out. And that's the end of the 8th inning. But the Orioles come up with 1 and make it a 4-3 game. All right, we join the action here in a 4-3 game. It's Cincinnati 4 and Baltimore 3. We are in the bottom of the 9th. And pitching for the Reds is Don Gullett. Don Gullett will pitch to Boog Powell, Frank Robinson, and Paul Blair. Four to 3 game, bottom of the 9th, Game 3 of the 1970 World Series. And it's a 3-4. That's going to be off Powell's card. A ground ball to the first baseman. May handles it easily. 1 away. Can the Reds hold on? It's a 1-5. It's a deep fly ball, center field. Back goes the center fielder, Tolan, back to the track and makes the catch. 2 away. Paul Blair. Paul Blair is 0 for 3 with a walk on the day. Here's the pitch from Gullett. It's off Blair's card. It's a 3-8. The 3-8 is a line drive base hit. So Paul Blair keeps the Orioles alive. And it's going to be Brooks Robinson. Brooks Robinson is 1 for 2. He's doubled, walked twice, and struck out. Now, in 1970, he had 31 doubles, 4 triples, and 18 home runs with a .276 batting average. It's going to be Don Gullett versus Brooks Robinson. Here's the pitch. It's a 4. It's off Gullett's card. A 4-10. A 4-10 is a fly ball center field X. The center fielder is Tolan. He is a 2. He rolled a 20. And that's going to be a ball that Tolan gets to, makes a nice running catch, and the ball game is over. The series now goes to Baltimore 2 and the Reds 1. And this game goes to Cincinnati by a score of 4-3.